Right, we're playing on the board with anything, any enclosure, general enclosure placed next to this gate is considered too bigger than it is. Um, I do like this build a kiosk one, and this one's just okay. It's got some situational help if you can't get to one of these things quickly. But I'm going to choose this one. This one at least gives me some flexibility if I've got an animal that needs one tag that I don't have. It's my favorite of these three, so I'm going to keep that one. All right, so this card I don't really have a lot of use for at all. I mean, maybe very late game, grab a card instead of a donation when it's at $10 or $12, but I almost never want to move it down. I want it to go up, so the blue side is particularly bad for me, and usually I want to be donating, so that's only an end game, and usually by then I have plenty of cards. It's not an issue. This one I generally don't like either. However, this is actually particularly good because I can build on these two guys here, giving me 2 extra contacts to this. Also, I can build over this to get to the early partnership zoo, especially, if I'm looking for this is species or habitat diversity. So this could work well with this, or grabbing green or whatever without actually having to use the meeple. So this is really good for this particular board. I'm just going to take these two. All right, I've already got the animals, or at least the cards checked for a little bit of speeding up the process a little bit here. So my 2 cards are sponsors and aquatic. Sponsors is generally pretty tough. Aquatic has been made a little bit easier with the expansion. I have this primate breeding program, and while I don't go first, as long as I can just do a build. I've got build on 2. I can build through the rock and pick up, hopefully, the orange tag. All right. I don't actually need that to play this guy because I can get this up to 5 and play it without that issue, but I can't play this card without the partner, so I need the partner. And I should be able to do it on the first turn, provided somebody else hasn't already taken it. And then I'll play it, and then I can do my association, which already happens to be at 5, and that'll give me a very good shot at getting another one of these guys, unless they're the other players are also trying to grab this or just grab any of these because we've got habitat diversity. So it may be slim pickings, but it's possible that I'm not able to take another one. At least one person would have to do both, but that should be rare. All right, the other things that I'm taking, I've got this bird. Bird's got a water. Water is likely going to be the one I'm going to keep from here. Obviously, this guy is for this. I could choose this instead, but that would be more difficult to do because I would need a 3 enclosure, and I can only actually block one of these things, and I can't build on these. So it's not. I would have to build something and then maybe build a 3 here or something like that. So that's why I didn't choose this guy. The only other decision that I really had to make, and I didn't want the bamboo forest. I could easily take this and release, but that will stifle my money, and I don't want that. So the last choice is between the elephant, who's going to get me an extra final scoring card, which should be worth, 1 or 2 green at least, or this guy who provides 2 water instead of 1. And both of them provide the green tags. This one is 2 green tags, and that's one of the ones we want. So overall, I chose the elephant over the tiger, neither of which is going to be able to go out very soon anyway. So it's going to be sitting in my hand for a while. But luckily, I'm going to be playing 2 cards rather quickly. Shouldn't have any break problems unless I grab a bunch of cards, and then I can discard other cards in place of that. So that is my keep and why. So I trashed the last recording. It did not come out. So I will talk about what I just did. So first of all, we built this here and we grabbed the orange. Thus, we'll be able to play this next turn. We will likely not be able to capitalize on the pilfering, but that's not a problem, because the turn after that we can play this. The other players who had gone, the red player went after the predators, so he's likely going to be able to do that early in the second wave after the break. The blue player, however, played this 5 over here. And I guess it leads me to believe that he either wants to be closer to these things, which seems more likely than he just needs a rock to beat by whatever it is. And if he doesn't need a rock, then he could certainly have built here for only 6 instead of 10. Maybe he would have had enough for it. So he's going to need money to build whatever it is goes in this, or he'll need, oh, somebody's already taken their turn, or he'll need a tag to make whatever it is cheaper. And now the green player has just, built a petting zoo. So presumably he's got at least 2 pets in hand. I mean, maybe not. Maybe he's only got 1 and this gets him closer to this. I'm not sure. But I got the one I needed. And again, I didn't think I'd have a lot of competition for it since green is the one that you really need for this board. So, okay, no, nobody else is going. All right. So we will see what happens before our next turn. All right. So I was still speculating on this thing here. He took a building to give him 2 science tags. So he probably has a card to play that requires a science tag, obviously. I'm not sure why I didn't take this one. Maybe specifically needs 2. At any rate, let's do our thing. Let's play our animal. Again, we're going to get nothing from the pilfer, but that's fine. We have everything we need for this coming up. And now I get to play my association. We will take this. This really matters. I will upgrade the association. I will have it to 3 and can get a second one of these, and then upgrade the build before I have to build. So I'm going to upgrade this. So there's no real thought in what I have to do. All right, I'm going to drop this down for next token. I want to get my association up to 3 and my build up to 5 so I can upgrade the build and do a proper full purple build action. All right, so we're 6 away. The green player could certainly take $5 and cause a break if I use my cards. But he's got 6 cards and he's got $15. And he's got openings in his thing. He's going to do animals. or dump a bunch of cards. He doesn't have the holder. So I think I'm safe to use this. I don't really like to blind draw if I don't have to. I think I want to grab this card. I'm generally ahead, and all of these things hit me. Sometimes they don't matter much. Other times they can be really bad. And plus, I get an X token with it, and provided that I get all 5 continents, it's worth 3 points at the end of the game, provided that my green token is past the 10 mark, which it better be, otherwise I've lost anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to snap that card. Make sure I snap. There we go. And now, provided there's no break, I'll do this, and I'll grab one of these guys here. We almost had a break. We're at 14. The blue player grabbed money. Maybe he's got, okay, grab money because he wants to build the animal, likely. It's possible, however, if we get a break before he gets a chance to do that, that's going to cost him some money. But we'll see. I am not going to do it. I'm going to play my association because that's best for me. And I'll take the blue partner zoo. I'm going to be crunched for money, and I might as well put it to use for this guy. I know it'd be best to have a third one, but I can always, I'll have 2 meeples. I can grab a third continent and then get my meeple, or get my association up to 5 and do another one after we've had a break. So I'm just going to take the blue. Again, if I'm trying to build an elephant, I'm gonna need cash. So we'll do this, and certainly make the donation for a simple $2. It's going to cost me 1 space, but I can still build for 9, and it's possible that we have a break, so I may be able to build for the full 10. We'll see. All right, so we've got $9, but we can do a full build if we cover either a rock or water. I think I'm going to cover this water. Let's see. All right, so let's start with our kiosk. Connect this here. And this will get me the $2 I'm spending back. And now I can put this right here, get an X token, and that will count as the 3 that I need for the flamingo. All right, hasn't broken yet, so I'm going to play my blue card. Get some protection and an X token. Is to play cards, grab 2, and I'll have to dump 1 because it'll cause the break, but I get an X token. I get this out of the way, put this at 4, and I can take the bird building, which is 1, and then I can pay for this, which should be 2. Let's see what I got here. Oh. Release for blue. Oh, well, I have blue. Well, I want to release a 7.3, a 3-banger. This is another continent for cheap, although I'm already running into money problems. Yeah, I don't think that I want to play this. No, I don't want to lose 7 points. So I'll dump this. All right, so we can play our animal and then get our association up to 5, and then do a 2 and a 3, or a 3 and a 2 to get us another meeple, and then another upgrade. So let's do that. Let's just do this. Let's do this actually. Give me a chance to build a 2 up there if I want it. And I just need a 1 there for this guy. Let's undo that step. Let's put this here, and then we can choose to build a 1 either there by this or just up there just to clear it out. We'll see. All right, so I'm going to spend 2x tokens, grab this building here so I can upgrade. I'm going to upgrade animals. I also want to take the red Australia tag so that way I can do this guy here, reptile breeding program. Now, I have a little competition here. The green player is able to do it, but unless he gets an X token, I can actually do it faster. Let's see. I don't think I want to donate, although I can. No, I won't have enough if I donate. I can't do it, so I'm going to pass on the donation. And what I'll do is I will build 1 enclosure here and maybe, you know, like something I can build over a rock and get 2 points back, so or $2 back, so maybe another ticket booth. Then play the animal and then use the 2x tokens that I'll have, and I'll have it here. I'll have it in a 3rd slot, and I'll be able to play it before the green player does. Unless, of course, again, he gets an X token or something else happens. Clever or whatever. I make sure I got to keep at least $3. So let's cast the freebie here. $2 back. This one next to a rock. And well, I can get away with doing this and still having $3, so guess maybe here. Gives me a lot of access to other things. Looks decent. Lab prevented us from getting pilfered, so that's amazing, as I don't want to lose any of these cards. Let's play the 1 now. Well, doesn't matter. And now we're able to do this, as we have the reptile with the Australia tag and the Australia tag. Alright, looks like the break certainly happened. Blue player has no money, and their sponsors sit on the 5. So I'm going to take this opportunity to do the breeding program conservation project. It does cost 2x tokens, but I want to get all the goodies. I guess I'm just getting money. I don't want to. Here, let's take the breeding program. We'll get 2 of these. I'm going to just take the income for now. It's still pretty early. I'll get 5 for it, which I'll abruptly spend. But and here, I don't need anything in reputation range. So I could take a blind 3 cards and then eventually have to dump 1 when there is a break. It's going to cost me a ton to do this anyway, so I don't need a lot of cards right now. So what I plan on doing is making a decision between these two. I like this as a flexibility thing, but I think I'm just going to take the $5 for now. It's going to take me quite a bit to get this elephant out. So let's just do this. And I do want to do the donate. So I'll be up to only 31, so not great, although I can certainly go grab the green, the green partnership to make that $6 less. I'm going to need some extra cash anyway if I want to have a chance to put this stupid elephant out. I may go a different way, we'll see, but we're one away from the break. I'll grab some money and I'll get an X token. And I mean, it looks like everybody kind of wants the break to happen. I might as well get an X token for it. So, all right, some discards, and we'll be back after the break. All right, I'm going to do a build. I need a spot to put this elephant. That's going to be right here. Yeah, that gets me close to this, I guess. And then I'm just going to build this here. Oop, that didn't work. That's what I want. Now I want this, and I'll get my $2 back because building on rock. All right, so I am going to do the association. It might be worth it to take the yellow, the Africa, so that way when I do play the Asian elephant, I will have all 5. However, I mean, it's going to be worth $6 to me, so I think I'm going to take the green, and also I can, grab this one if I have to. I do want to donate. I know I can play this card now. However, $7 for 3 points, or I mean, right now it's 2, but I'm close to getting the 10 there. I think it's worth it. All right, let's draw some cards and see what I get. This is a card I actually want, but it's something that I can play from reputation range, provided that it's still there. Let's see what happens. All right, I can put the penguin school up there. I think I need water things anyway, so not terrible. Ugh. Generally only want this bird if I can release, or if I have the aviary already built. Well, I guess on this run it's just a 2 enclosure. That's not terrible. 13 for 7 or 6 for 4. I don't need either tag or either animal. So none of the tags matter. But if I keep this and play this first and then play this bird, I will get an extra 2 points from this. So this is the one I should drop. Alright, I want to play this bird. Aquarium or whatever, penguin pool. I'm going to put it here. Sure, I can put it down. Now this gets me a card. This is the card I want. It also gets me an X token. I need the X token is the question. Yeah, I think I'm good with that. Let's take this card. When I do my other build, I can cover this and get an extra card to use for the sunbathing, so that should be alright. Alright, so I'm going to need a card for the sunbathing to be able to play both of these. So I'm going to add the X token so I can build a 3 and a 2. The 3 is going to be up here. It can cover a rock and get me 2 back and get me that extra card. So I already got one. Anybody else have any pets? No. I think I'm just going to take this card. I'm going to sack it anyway, so I don't need anything good. And then I need 2 to be by this water. Let's do it like that to give myself an extra space. This 2 will now equal a 4 for my bird. Alright, so I have $15 and I need 18, but I'll get 4 for selling this. Again, provided that there's no break. Guess it could happen, but doesn't seem likely. Alright, I'm going to play my animals. I got to play this one first, and then get rid of this thing, so I can afford the other guy, because I'm down to 3, so I'll be up to 7 in a second. And I'll get the extra 2 points because of the penguin school. Or penguin pool, excuse me. Alright, so I'm going to do the habitat diversity. I can opt for this snap and extra cards, or $5. I think I'm going to opt for that snap. I kind of want this guy here. He's 9 points and an extra card, and I really just need to drop a 1 spot around this thing somewhere. But I think I want to grab $12. There are 2 other cards that I want, the Badger and then this basically for the Badger. But I don't know that I'm going to be able to get those, so let's take what I can get first. Again, I want the cash in case there's no break. Looks like there might be a break, but I also going to need money to pay for all this stuff anyway. So let's do this. Grab this guy here. And then we'll do this. Alright, so I've got 1 more water coming. I would need a lot of those things, probably. So I'm just going to choose the one I've already got. Is this the keep? No, it's the trash. I don't want trash. I want trash that one. Again, both of these aren't great. I could just build a small aquatic center, aquarium, whatever, to get one more if I need one, but I think that's where I gotta go. I just don't have the blue power today. Play the animals now. Play the scavenger first. All good. 3 of those. We're good. Put it here. All right. I think these, I mean, certainly I play this. I don't know that I need this for any reason. I really can't play any of these. I mean, certainly I have to build a big enclosure for this. That's not good. I've got a spot for this. I got no predators, though. And this one I would need to get a 5 that touches both a rock and a water. That's going to be difficult. So I'll keep this. I've got actually a spot to put them if I want to. So we'll keep that one. I could get 2 more cards, although I think I want to work towards this guy here. Oh, I should get my points first, sorry. Actually, I can't go here. It's got to have a 5, doesn't it? Well, I do have a spot for an aviary, and then I can move this one over and build it there if I want to later. Let's play this. Let's see what we get for these. Large animal. I have 2 now. I can build a 3rd one probably. That's pretty good. What's the other one? Right now I have 4, whatever this is. Got another bird coming. So this one's up to 3 as well. So I think either way, I'm good. But there is another bird here that I may be able to wrangle. So let's do this one. All right, I've got a spot for this thing here. Put it down here. And I have all the tags necessary, so I'm just going to snap that guy. He's a whole bunch of points. Yeah, I won't be able to use a sunbathing unless I pick up some cards, but he's pretty good. All right, you know what? I'm just going to take $5. I need 47. I'll need extra cards if I want to do that because I'll be at 40 plus 5 is 45. Yeah, so I think I'm going to do that. If he breaks, then he loses a bunch of cards. That's fine. All right, so bit of a predicament here. I need $47 plus an additional 10 to build the aviary down here, so $57. I got 9 now, getting another 36, so that's going to be 45. So I need to come up with $12, which means I need 3 cards for the sunbathing. So I think I'm going to have to do the snap. I'll get at least 2 that way after the break, and I'll get another card using this for the last one, or I'll do this for the difference in money that I need. This is the only one I can do, so I'll do the snap. I may just take this fox. I got places to put him. I got places to put him too. He's one more point, but take this because the blue player's already got 4 of them. Maybe he can get a 5th one easy, or maybe he can use this one. So I will snap that away. And I can potentially snap this anyway. Alright, so I'm not going to be able to play both the tortoise and the ostrich. The ostrich is 10, but it would cost me 30 to build because I would need to put an aviary there. So 38, I could get 13 points, or for 27, I could get 14 points, and then a bump getting me closer to an additional 3 points. So it looks like I'll do the tortoise, and maybe I'll just sack this thing and put this out as well or something. So I am going to cause the break because I also want to grab this guy. Does anybody need to drop? Some people need to drop cards. The rest of my income. So I've got $47 after that. I can play this. I don't need any other enclosures. I can throw this guy out as well for another 3 if I want. But I need to snap this thing. This gets me quite a few points. Yeah, once I can get this up there, it's gonna work. I may have to do just a generic build first, so that way I can get some extra bumps to get this and get these 3 points. But with this, I can at least get 9, and then I should have money for a donation as well. Alright, so I think I'm going to play these two, the turtle and the clever guy, and I'm just going to sack the ostrich for money. I'm going to get a rep here. I can then play this, and I can get another rep from this. That'll get me the bonus there, so I don't need to bump this one up at all. And there's the last build. I'll just clever the cards, I guess. Doesn't matter. And again, now I have an X token. I can bump this up and do this, and that should end the game. This should be it. I've got to add the X token. I'm going to take the middle slot, grab the point, the green point. Alright, so I get this one, which is going to get me the meeple, which is going to get me another green, and then I get the other stuff. And now I donate, and we're good. Well, there's a couple players close, although I'm safe from blue for sure. Yeah, I should be safe from both, unless like somebody does a break and gives blue something he can do. I don't know. Move an action. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We'll just pass. All right. So the, I guess, greenish and blue players got pretty close. Ended in 30 turns. Let's see. This is mine. So I don't think, yeah, I probably got this one. No, I don't have. Yeah, I've got all 5. I've got all 5 for this. I don't have enough birds. That's okay though. I did have 2 of these. So that was added points. The blue player, I think was in 3rd before, maybe 2nd, I don't know. But had some points with some of these. Greater than, no, nobody got greater than, that didn't work. No, maybe didn't. I guess not. So it was all in-game stuff on the brown cards. Well, we'll play these guys again, see how the next one goes.